Hey everybody, it's Kaylee. I am so happy to be back filming another video. Feels like it's been forever. It probably has. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the infamous summer slowdown. Now, I get asked this question a lot, which is when the summer slowdown hits or when you're having slower sales, doesn't necessarily have to be the summer slowdown. Do you continue buying, sourcing inventory because you don't have as much money coming in? In today's video, I am going to answer that question as well as give you some other things that you can do during the summer slowdown or if you're experiencing slow sales. If you're new to reselling, the infamous summer slowdown is basically just a time where sales slow down, mainly referring to eBay, but also on other platforms, where sales basically tank during the warmer months, not necessarily just summer, but end of spring leading into summer until about the fall time. And this is definitely a point of contention for a lot of resellers, and pretty much on all the Facebook groups I'm in and in the reseller community on all social media platforms, people talk about slow sales during the warmer months. So to answer that question, do I still continue sourcing and buying as frequently and as heavily and spending as much money when I am not making as many sales? The answer is yes. I continue business as usual. I do this for a couple of reasons. One, because I am a seasoned reseller and I understand the trend of sales. And I know that those sales are going to come back around. And once Q4 hits or the fall time hits, a lot of people are going to be buying online again. And sales are going to blast off and you're going to be super, super busy. So in my head, again, as a seasoned reseller, I know that the sales always come back around and they usually average out. As I always say, eBay is a roller coaster and so are the other platforms like Poshmark and Mercari. Now, before we get into some other things that you can do during the summer slowdown besides source, is a lot of people are talking about, will there even be a summer slowdown this year? And that is because obviously for the past year, it has been absolutely wild. You do not know how sales are gonna go. And actually for the past couple of months, we've had record sales months, which is not normally something that happens for a lot of resellers during the past couple of months. And that is because stimulus checks have hit. People are at home more because they can't go out, online shopping to fill that void. And so a lot of people are asking, will it be the same in the summer? Do I still think that there will be a summer slowdown? And obviously, this is just my personal opinion, but I do believe that yes, we are still going to have a summer slowdown. Typically, the reason that you have a summer slowdown is because more people are not online shopping. They are out on vacation, they are outside, they're not spending as much time on the internet, and they're focused more on buying experiences with their money rather than items. And so for online resellers, that usually means a dip in sales for us. Now, the reason I think we'll still experience a summer slowdown is because I think people have mostly spent their stimulus money, and moving into summer, I don't think there will be a ton of extra money unless we get another stimulus round. A lot of states are also opening up, and so are a lot of businesses and outdoor places. And I think because we've all been cooped up inside, people are definitely gonna wanna get outside and stay off of the internet because it's just something we've done for the past year, going on a year and a half. I know I'm ready to get out and enjoy some experiences. So I do still think that there will be a summer slowdown. In fact, my sales have started to dip a little bit, which I do think is due to the weather getting warmer and people starting to go outside more than being at home. So I wanted to jump in and tell you guys some things that you could do during the summer slowdown to use this time for your benefit when sales are slow. So obviously we already talked about one of the things you can do is continue sourcing, try to be business as usual, keep your business consistent. Because if you stop sourcing as much, that also means you stop listing as much. And on all platforms, consistent listing is the key to sales. So if you drop how much you're listing, you're probably going to see that decrease in sales. Another thing you can do to bump your sales up without having to spend hardly any money is to move on to another platform and start cross-posting. Now, this would be really beneficial during the slower months because you would have more time to do this. And like I said, it does not cost that much money to move items onto other platforms. In most cases, most platforms don't even have a listing fee. So let's say you're on eBay right now, you could cross-post those items on over to Poshmark or Mercari for free. The only real cost if you want to do this efficiently is if you want to use a cross-posting tool. I personally use List Perfectly and I absolutely love it. It takes only seconds to move things over. That way I'm not manually having to save pictures and copy and paste descriptions and titles over to the listing. So if you want an easy way to cross-post, you could purchase one of those tools and pay a monthly subscription fee. It's totally worth it. I'm just gonna tell you the first month pays for itself. I am a List Perfectly affiliate, so if you are interested in trying out List Perfectly, I do have information for that down below, as well as a coupon for your first month. So cross-posting. Definitely consider that if you have been thinking about it. Really spend this time while sales are slow and while you have extra time to learn how to cross-post and to look into these different cross-posting tools. The more platforms that you're on, the more chances you have of someone seeing your item and potentially purchasing the item. This next one is probably what I think is the most beneficial to your business, and that is to spend this extra time perfecting your process. So really dig deep, time yourself, figure out how you can be way more efficient at listing, how you can take better photographs. Do you not currently have a white background? Do you not use a background removal tool? Spend this time researching into that and learning how to be faster and perfecting your process. If you do that, sales definitely will come, and when fall hits, you are going to be soaring with sales. Next would be to, if you don't already have one, why don't you already have one? This is probably one of the biggest time wasters I see not only newer resellers having, but also seasoned resellers. They don't have an inventory system, and so when items sell, they're digging through a bunch of bins, they can't find anything, they can't efficiently ship and get that item to the buyer. It also creates a lot of frustration and causes possible order cancellations because sometimes you can't even find the item. If you do not already have an inventory system, this would be a wonderful time to take some time, really relax, figure out what would work best for you, create an inventory system where you can find your items. If you're planning on listing more, it is a no-brainer. I know I started with piles on the floor and then I moved up to totes, categorized. Now I do an alphanumeric system. And I know you guys want to see an updated inventory system process. So hopefully I will be making that soon. But basically I just put items in bins labeled A through B, and I put that in my custom SKU on eBay. Poshmark also has a custom SKU area where you can put an inventory number. If you're on a site like Mercari that doesn't have something like that, you can just put it into your description. So if you don't already have an inventory system, please get yourself one, get organized, spend this time to benefit your business in the future. You will thank me later. If you already have an inventory system, one of the things that you can do is a complete inventory. If a lot of you have worked in retail or basically any other job where you sell products, I'm sure that you guys are familiar with doing a store inventory where you actually go through every single item and you make sure that your quantities are correct. In the case of reselling, if you sell one-off items, what that really means is you are going to find that item on eBay, make sure that it is listed, and make sure that it has the correct inventory number. Now, we have just started our inventory process now that I have more help, and I can tell you we've only been through a handful of racks, and we have found a lot of stuff that for whatever reason is not listed. I have my own theories on that. eBay, I'm talking to you. I feel like it's not me. I feel like it's you. But sometimes items just fall off. Even if it's not your fault, it's still something that needs to be dealt with. So we have found quite a few items. And what I'm basically going to do is go through, once we go through everything, and decide whether it's worth it to relist those items, like actually redo the whole process, figure out why they fell off in the first place, and then either get them relisted or donate them and basically cull through my inventory and take out bad inventory, which I feel like is going to help my sales. That can be a really big project depending on how many items you have. We currently have over 2,500 active listings. So for me, it's a very big project, and we're basically just taking it 1 week at a time, doing a little bit here and there. So you've got the whole summer. Do a complete inventory on your items. I think it would be super beneficial, and I think you would be surprised how many items are not still listed. If you guys would like to see a dedicated video on how we're doing inventory and how we are locating items, seeing if they're listed and what we're doing, make sure and leave a comment down below and we can do a dedicated video on how to do a complete total store inventory. And the last thing that you can do is focus on your finances. I know when I first started as a reseller, I basically just dumped all of my receipts into an empty box for the whole year. I never did any bookkeeping. And then at the very end of the year, I spent like 2 whole days going through all of those receipts and trying to figure out what happened so that I could file my taxes. Spend this extra time to get a spreadsheet, pay into a service that does that information for you. That way you can have better insight into your business so you can know where you are making gains and where you are making mistakes. I feel like if you wait until the end of the year, you aren't really going to know where you sit, and I think you would be surprised at the numbers. Another thing regarding finances you can do is spend this extra time by trying to figure out sources where you buy your supplies. If there are any shipping supplies that you currently purchase out of your own pocket, looking for a cheaper option or maybe a more efficient option for that. Okay, let's just ignore the fact that it is now the afternoon and I am now finishing editing this video. But I wanted to end the video by saying one of the absolute best tips that I have for getting your finances in order and saving some extra money in reselling is if you have a rewards credit card. To set that up as your payment account for your shipping labels in eBay or basically wherever you print your shipping labels, maybe it's Pirate Ship, set up your payments to come out of a rewards credit card. Now, obviously you want to check and make sure your credit card doesn't have limits and that you yourself don't struggle with credit card debt. But if all that's good and you have one set aside that you use for credit card rewards, that is one of the best ways I found to rack up credit card rewards. And I strictly use one rewards credit card that gives me cash back for my business. So I separate my finances and use that credit card for that purpose. And it really helps to get some of that money back. I mean, if you think about it, you're spending a ton on shipping and on sourcing all the time. And if you use a really good, no annual fee, no transactional limits credit card that gives you cash back and you pay it off every single month, or in my case, I basically just pay it off every single day or every single week. That way I never get behind. You can rack up some really good rewards and regain some of those costs. So I think that about wraps it up. I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. Hopefully none of us experienced the summer slowdown. But unfortunately, I think that sales do take dips and dives at all times of the year, not just in the warmer weather, and it's just something that we have to adjust to. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you have any tips for getting through the summer slowdown. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.